Round 10 of the 2012 racing season here at Valley Speedway. Coming into tonight, Wayne Johnson, your points leader. He will start on the inside of row number 2. He's got the young hot shot to his outside, your defending Warrior Region champion, Brad Loyette. He has been on a tear lately, a string of top 5 finishes, so close to his first win at the Rock and Roll 50. Nixa, Missouri's Kyle Bellum on the pole. He will set the pace down to the drop of the green flag, but it's the hometown boy to the outside of number 1, Blackjack Bryan Brown. Can the Speedway Motors ASCS Warrior Region overthrow the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series presented by NAV TV? We're going to find out. You got a pair of regional drivers on the front row. They pick it up into 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's showtime at turn number 4. Just like that, the field will race off into turns 1 and 2, side by side, 3 wide. We'll try 4 wide at the tail end of the field. As up front, it's going to be the 86 of Kyle Bellum to the high side. The 21 of Bryan Brown drops to the deck. He's got second. Bellum's going to show the way on lap number 1. 30 times around in, 1 in, 29 to go. It is a side-by-side battle up at the front of the field. Kyle Bellum and Bryan Brown, as they've already separated themselves from the running order. The regional driver's going to have at it. A $3,000 payday awaits somebody. We got 2 in, and Kyle Bellum still showing the way. Kyle Bellum now with Bryan Brown again down to the bottom of the racetrack. As you got a new leader, Bryan Brown going to steal it away. Bryan Brown now going to show the way. Kyle Bellum, he'll swap lines from the top. He drops it down to the bottom. Bryan Brown goes to the high side. We'll see what happens this time around. As they battle on for the race lead, the battle for third is shaping up. It's going to be Wayne Johnson and Tony Bruce Jr. starting to go at it. Johnson right now with third. Tony Bruce Jr. running in fourth is now the battle for fifth. Give it to the 05 of Brad Loyette. He's got 2 drivers trying to steal the way up to the high side. It's going to be the 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Right behind him, the 28 of Jonathan Cornell. Cornell trying to get around both of them now as they work into turns 1 and 2. The 45X of Johnny Herrera now going to do battle with the 41 of Jason Johnson, as it'll be Bryan Brown, your race leader. The 86 of Kyle Bellum sitting in second. Then it's going to be the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. with a pass on the front straightaway in the third. The 77X of Wayne Johnson back to fourth. Loyette, your top 5. The 87 of Aaron Reitzel, the 28. That is going to be Jonathan Cornell. The 41 of Jason Johnson running in 8th. 9th right now is going to be Herrera. Your top 10 is going to run over the 23 of Seth Bergman. And you're going to find the 5-inch of Logan Forler. He is up into 11th. As we go back to the front of the field, Tony Bruce Jr. He got the season opening win out in Arizona. He wants to add win number 2 to his season. His problems for Lasowski. He is down into the infield. Unfortunately, his night is going to come to an early end. As scratch that looks to be Whitehead, who has gone down into the infield as we continue on green flag racing. It continues to be Bryan Brown in the Well Racing champion brands at Casey's General Store number 21. Up on the high side and moving here at the Valley Speedway. It's Brown now back down to the bottom and it turns 1 and 2. Tony Bruce Jr. up to the high side. Wayne Johnson trying to keep his name in the mix as he tries to steal away third from Kyle Bellum. Bellum able to hold on to it as now Jonathan Cornell's up into the mix. Jonathan Cornell able to get around the 05 of Brad Loyette. He sets his sights on the city pinning an Oil Medic 77X of Wayne Johnson. Wayne Johnson right around the bottom of the Valley Speedway, still trying to go after the 86 of Kyle Bellum as a battle is for the lead. Tony Bruce Jr. down to the bottom. He's got the run. He'll slide it up and you've got a new leader. Tony Bruce steals it away. Tony Bruce Jr. up to the high side of 1 and 2. Bryan Brown back down to the bottom. Bryan Brown has it for a moment. Not going to last. Tony Bruce Jr. steals it back. Tony Bruce Jr. able to steal back the race lead now. Both drivers have to go right around the bottom of the racetrack. Lap traffic about to become an issue. As the first driver in danger going to lap down to competition, the 2A of Randy Hibbs. Tony Bruce trying to split hairs here as he's got him side by side to the back straightaway. Where is he going to go? Where is he going to run? As he's going to have the 8 and the 2A. And wow, talk about splitting hairs. He just went right through him as they went through turns 3 and 4. As it is Whitehead on the racetrack, it indeed is Lasowski down to the infield. He's going to go lap down along with Randy Hibbs as Tony Bruce Jr. just flying through him now as he's going to put one of the Arnold sisters a lap down. As the 5M of Miranda Arnold goes a lap down the competition, it's Tony Bruce Jr., the 21 of Bryan Brown, still sitting in second. Third is going to be the 86 of Kyle Bellum. Fourth right now, the 28 of Jonathan Cornell with the 77X of Wayne Johnson. They shuffle back to fifth. The 05 of Brad Loyette now going to be challenged by the 41 of Jason Johnson. Johnson running in seventh as they work through turns 3 and 4. He's got 3 cars right behind him. The 87 of Aaron Reitzel, the 45X of Johnny Herrera, and the 23 of Seth Bergman, as that's going to round out your top 10. Through lap traffic, we fly. The 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. has got him side by side right in front of him. He's got the 99 of Brady Bacon and the 75 of Tyler Blank. Both drivers in danger going to lap down the competition. Bryan Brown able to close in just a little bit now as there's nothing between him and the 18 for the time being, but there's about to be the 75 of blank as he'll go a lap down the competition of the front straightaway now. One lap car between your top two drivers. It's the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr., the 21 of Bryan Brown down the back straightaway. The rest of the field still working through turns 1 and 2. Jonathan Cornell using lap traffic. He's able to get up into third. Kyle Bell going to drop back to fourth. Your top five still going to round out with the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Johnson right down to the bottom of the racetrack, slides it up to the high side of the exit of turn number 4. Brian Loyette's right there to challenge. Brian Loyette sitting in 6th. 7th right now is Jason Johnson. 8th is going to be Aaron Reitzel. 9th is going to be Johnny Herrera. Your top 10 still going to round out with the 23 of Seth Bergman. As we go back to the front of the field, your leaders within a car length of each other with more lap traffic to come. The 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. to the high side. Bryan Brown with a run down to the bottom. Still can't make it happen. Bryan Brown trying to make something happen as they've got him side by side, 3 deep, now 3 wide to the back straightaway. While they're battling for position, your leaders are going to try to cut their way through. As we'll have less than 12 laps to go. This time it should be 11 more times around the Valley Speedway. Bryan Brown getting pinched off by lap traffic. Tony Bruce Jr. He is putting on some slide job clinics through lap traffic, trying to keep Bryan Brown at bay. Bryan Brown, the local hero, trying to run down your National Tour veteran. Tony Bruce Jr. coming off of a 410 win last weekend in Iowa. He is running through him in a hurry. Now puts the 2 of Dustin Morgan down to a lap down the competition. As we have less than 10 laps to go, the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. 8 more times around the Valley Speedway, and there is plenty of lap cars between your leader and Bryan Brown. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars right now between the 18 and the 21. As we go back to third, as they work up a turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It is going to be the 70, make that the 86, of Kyle Bellum. He's fought his way back up into third. Fourth right now is going to be the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Your top 5 is going to run with the 05 of Brad Loyes. A little bit of a shake-up, rounding up the top 5. Jonathan Cornell is up into 30s, back to 6th. 7th is the 41 of Jason Johnson. 8th is going to be Johnny Herrera. 9th right now, the 23 is Seth Bergman. He's gotten around the 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Then it's the 5H of Logan Forler. Then it's going to be the 4 of Jordan Boston, the 53 of Jack Dover. Then it's going to be Owen and Gary Taylor, the 81 of Danny Wood. That's going to run at your top 15. And then we find your race leader. It is still the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. He has a full straightaway over the 21 of Bryan Brown. Brown with no lap traffic between him and the 18. Not for a while anyway, because he still has to run down the 2 of Dustin Morgan and the 8W of Jordan Whitehead. Those are the only 2 cars, but right now far enough ahead that they don't pose much of a problem for Bryan Brown. However, your leader, he's got problems. Gary Taylor's right in front of him along with Danny Wood, and they're slowing him up, and Bryan Brown's starting to close in as they work up at turn number 4. Tony Bruce Jr. from a straightaway now to a half a straightaway. The 21 starting to chip away at the advantage just a little bit. Bryan Brown still running a second. Third still belongs to Kyle Bellum. Fourth still with the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Your top 5, the 05 of Brad Loyette. Has some slicing and dicing going on for 8th and 9th right now. The 45X of Johnny Herrera using the 99 of Brady Bacon as a pick. He's able to hold off the 23 of Seth Bergman. Bergman still running in 9th with the 87 of Reitzel, continuing to round out your top 10. As the white flag is set to wave this time, one more time around for Tony Bruce Jr. Tony Bruce Jr., he picked up the first win of the 2012 season. He has been on a roller coaster ever since. He's going to go into turn 3. He'll race into turn 4. Win number 2 of the season to Tony Bruce Jr. Tony Bruce Jr., race winner. Bryan Brown going to come home in second. Third is going to go to the 86 of Kyle Bellum. Fourth to the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Your top 5 going to round up with the 05 of Brad Loyette. The 28 of Jonathan Cornell. The 41 of Jason Johnson. The 45X of Johnny Herrera. Then it's the 23 of Seth Bergman and the 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Your top 10.
Fortunately, man, my head ain't pretty here. Man, he gives me a hell of a race car every single time. There's so many people that put a lot of hard work into this car, a lot of money, a lot of effort. And we did it for them, and I just got to drive my ass off every single time like that and make it happen.
Well, you got the first win of the season. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ever since then. Consistent, but not the finishes you wanted tonight, though. You finally get up on the podium. You mentioned Wayne, but you've got the Oil Medics, Pro Auto, your own company, TVJ, Factory Kane, everybody that supports this race car.
Oh, yeah, I mean, all of Weld Racing up there in the top group, right there in that corner. Give a shout-out to them. We switched to Weld wheels this year. First night out on them, we won. I mean, I can't thank everybody enough. The Skirty Engine, Maxim Chassis, Hoosier Tires, all of it. I mean, they say you mentioned half of my sponsors already for me, so I appreciate that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Your Valley Speedway, Tony Bruce Jr.